Time now for a check of the top business news stories. We can cross to our business editor, Kate Moody. Kate, we're hearing a lot about the extent to which the outgoing President Donald Trump is isolated politically, but it seems he's increasingly isolated in the realm of business as well. Tell us a bit more.
Yeah, we're really hitting his business prospects once he leaves office. Signature Bank has confirmed that it's closing two of the outgoing president's personal bank accounts. And reports suggest that Deutsche Bank is going to be cutting business ties with the Trump organization as well after decades of doing business together. This, according to a number of U.S. media reports, including the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and Bloomberg, among others. They all say that the German lender has decided not to lend the Trump family or any of their business entities any more money. Now, the Trump organization, which is currently fronted by the outgoing president's two eldest sons, owes Deutsche Bank around $340 million. The company has faced a series of bankruptcies in the past, and its future now is increasingly uncertain. The family business has reportedly failed to sell off its namesake hotel in Washington, D.C. It's trying to get rid of the lease on a big building there. The branded golf courses have lost at least one major PGA tournament, and the city of New York is even reportedly trying to revisit contracts that allow the president's company to operate a carousel and two ice rinks in the middle of New York City. We know that the online platform Shopify, the payment system Stripe have also said that they'll be stopping processing any items that are linked to the Trump campaign. A lot of these decisions being directly linked to last week's riot on Capitol Hill and the president's tacit support for that violence.
Again, President Trump isn't the only person that's sort of experiencing some fallout from that violence last week, is he?
No, more than a dozen major firms, including General Electric, the Marriott Hotel Company, and Blue Cross Blue Shield have said that they will halt all campaign donations to any lawmakers that voted against certifying Joe Biden's victory in the election last week. 6 Republican senators and more than 100 members of the House of Representatives cast those ballots even after the mob interrupted those proceedings, and they could therefore see their campaign finances affected going forward. The card company Hallmark has actually asked for 2 Republican senators to reimburse them $7,000 and $5,000 donations that they received through a political action committee. Other major tech giants and banks, including J.P. Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, have said that they are halting all political donations to all candidates indefinitely. Many others saying that they're reassessing their financial priorities. There is a real tradition of corporate America contributing to political campaigns for both parties, usually depending on what their sector's specific interests might be. Data show that in the 2020 election, Republican candidates received over $200 million in campaign donations from corporate political action committees, Democrats about $150 million. And corporations do often pause their campaign donations after an election cycle, but rarely this blatantly, rarely this directly linked to one specific vote, or in this case, event.
Okay, meanwhile, some of the tariffs that have been imposed by the outgoing president, they include tariffs on French wine, amongst other things, come into effect right now.
Yeah, and it is worth pointing out that this is a transatlantic trade dispute that predates the Trump administration. The U.S. and EU have long sparred over illegal subsidies to the plane makers Airbus and Boeing. These new tariffs will now target wine, spirits, and aircraft parts, as Georgina Robertson reports.
Turning up the heat on a feud that has been simmering for nearly 17 years. The United States is hitting more European products with tariffs. Aircraft components like fuselage and wing parts are now on the list, subject to a 15% levy. French aviation giant Airbus has said that these tariffs are counterproductive in every way, as they will hit its factory in Alabama that uses imported parts. The European wine industry is also facing more pain. Washington's 25% punitive duty now includes all non-sparkling wines, even those over 14% proof, as well as cognacs and some other brandies. The existing tariffs brought in October are already blamed for a €700 million drop in sales. The stakes are high as the US is the largest export market for the EU's winemakers. Nearly half of French cognac is destined for the United States. According to the French Wine and Spirits Export Federation, these new tariffs will lead to a further €300 million of lost sales. The coronavirus has already hit the aviation and hospitality industries hard. Both sides are hoping for a resolution. This dispute will be one of the tests of relations between Washington and Brussels under President Biden, though they will also have to face the contentious issue of tariffs raised as a result of France's digital tax.
OK, so more tariffs in the pipeline by the looks of things. Thank you very much indeed. Our business editor, Kate Moody. Thank you so much.